Alright, welcome everyone, welcome everyone. We're gonna do a little bit of a split stream today, just like last time. So, as we all know, this is currently the current, event that's happening, but, just like I thought, it's kind of just like you get these things, and you're supposed to get them, and they give you, good rewards, good stellar jade, so definitely do this, but it doesn't, it's just... They come back from the expedition, you get rewards for it, and it's just you want to get all of it done before the event ends, which it looks like I will be able to do. And it's mostly just, do you have the characters and the element type that they want to be able to do these. And then you can also use support to boost yourself if you don't have enough of that type. But yeah, so today I'm just showing you this, and then I actually have enough for another poll, because as I've told you, we're trying to get Lynx. Not gonna call it building pity, because when you call it building pity, that's when you end up accidentally getting the 5-star that you didn't particularly want on it. But yeah, so definitely make sure you're doing this for all this really good stellar jade. Currently at the time of this live stream, there's also a update where you can also get more stellar jade. I have some achievements to show you all guys. That was not words, to show you guys. Currently, I'm stuck in Swarm Disaster World 4. I cannot defeat the last boss so far. We are trying. So I've been using the hunt a lot, considering I have this. And then, I actually successfully completed one of the adventure domains where I got 30 trotters. And I got that one. And I used Don Hung 5-star to do it. We have a new text from Don Hung, speaking of which. I wonder if we'll get a new quest. Kalis, I'm going to La Fu, just letting you know. Stay safe! You gotta repeat the important stuff twice. Alright, don't worry. Why are you going? By the way. Though the databank also has a section on the Lafu, I don't understand the details very well. Likewise, I am unable to answer any questions Pom Pom has regarding the various dishes on the Cien Show. If time allows, I wish to see things for myself in person. Kalis, how did you find food on the Cien Show? It's interesting. Do you have any recommendations? Don't... Mung bean soda. Come now. Probably the... Immortal's Delight. That's the alcohol, right? Am I an alcoholic? He's like, I knew it. Some simple analysis would suffice to reach this conclusion. I'll get one for you too. Thanks. There's also a type of yogurt that looks very interesting. A pity it's sold out for now. His name is Puffergut Belly Bliss. Let's come back and check it again later. Do you have nightmares? Yes. What do you dream of? I lost my companions. I've had such dreams as well. I wish those scenes would only remain in my dreams, but some things, I'm not sure whether they really happened. Do you have these same worries when you have nightmares? Yeah, but I don't have any evidence to prove that such things ever happened. This is a response only you could give. It's what trailblazing taught me. Didn't expect that, did ya? Very well, to education then. No matter what happens, we're on the express now. Just relax. Okay. I don't think I have enough for another poll. Nope. Alright. So. No standard polls. Oh wait! No, I do! It's the beginning of the month! Yes! I had forgotten about this. Let's make sure we get all of this because I have so much. Maybe I should just start buying stuff like this. Just to like start burning through that because I don't buy anything except for what I just bought. So maybe I should just start buying resources too to burn through all these coins I have. Okay. Now we're back. Still don't have enough for 10 pull on, or 2 10 pulls, but alright, so once again, we are trying to get Lynx so that I can have all of the 4 stars. Once again, she's my only missing 4 star. We are only gonna go till 50 because I don't actually, if I get Fushwen before 50, perfectly fine. But if I get to 50 and I don't have her or Lynx, then we're just gonna have to wait till another banner that Lynx is on it. Alright, so this will put us at 30. Max 30. Alright, no 5 star, which that's fine. It's not what we're here for. Oh, it's everything I wanted. Yes, Lynx. I'm so happy you're here. And a hook. Nice. Okay, so now we don't need to do any more pulls. And Lynx's personal card isn't here, so we're not going to pull on the weapon banner either. Alright, let's take a look at that. So we're now back to all of the 4 stars. Get another one on hook. Oh, that's adorable. And we have Lynx. She's not like a total healer like, well, she's in abundance. She's not a total, she's like a split healer. So that's great. Light cone can we put on her for now? Yeah, I have Bailu's 4 star and Bailu's 5 star. I guess since it's my only other 4 star, for now I'll just put Bailu's on her. Okay, and then I don't have those. Oh, that's, speaking of which, yeah, I have these guys. I'll need to update. Speaking of which, let's go to the parlor car, because I reached 67. So Pom Pom should have a level up for me. So 68 is when I get another batch of Stellar Jade. We're almost up to max. We're getting there. Oh, I just got you.
I can't see Belobog at all from here. I can hardly even see Mount Zarathustra Zapala Iskandra.
There's a mouthful.
Mount Zarathustra Zapala Iskandra. It's the tallest mountain we know of on the planet. Before I boarded the express, I thought Belobog and the snow plains were the entire world. I didn't think reality would surpass my imagination this much. Yeah, you're right.
Lynx is so cute.
Once I've discovered all the secrets on this planet, I'll go with you to head deeper into the universe. Don't turn me down when the time comes, okay?
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. But yeah, so my main team is finally, like, fully maxed out. And so I was debating if I wanted to immediately work on the Preservation Path Trailblazer and get them fully maxed out. Because having another, like, 5 star tank to do, you know, because I have a lot of DPS 5 stars. Um, Maybe having another tank might be really helpful for like Forgotten Hall and whatnot. But I only have so many of the Destiny orbs, and I definitely need to max out Donghung and Bailu. Uh, Donghung because he's my favorite, and Bailu because she's another healer. And you definitely need to get the healer before anything else. So I'm gonna max them out, and then I'll come back and do the Trailblazer, and then probably Kafka and Branya. Get all my 5 stars fully maxed out, and then I can start working on my 4 stars. But I am quite happy to have all of the 4 stars again. Is there like a character archive? So I can show you what characters... Huh, I don't have one like in Genshin. Alright, so this is really all I wanted to do. So, I am going to now switch to Genshin. Give me 1 second to set it up. Try to have it ready in advance this time compared to last time. Okay, so
let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
this is the current event that is going on in Genshin at the time of this live stream. But it's literally just like a time trial speed quest. So until we get to this last one, there's really nothing much to show you all that I haven't showed you before. Currently, at the time of this live stream, Genshin is going through its, I believe, 3rd or 2nd anniversary. And considering the absolute trash fire the last anniversary was, they are not taking chances on, or they're taking less chances on the reward this time. Going through everything. I'm kind of tempted. Usually I just immediately turn these into fates, but in Amber, since Amber's back this month, I'm kind of tempted to kind of save them up to get a constellation of her. I think I only have her at like C1 or something. Yeah. Amber, Kaya, and Lisa are the hardest ones to get constellations for because they only appear in the standard banner. But for some, I'm not mad about it, but for some reason, Lisa hates me and Kaya loves me. Because I actually almost have Kaya fully C6'd. And I think only one of these is from the shop. The rest of them I got from pulling on the standard banner. But I don't think I have a single Lisa. Yeah. Even though I actually used her on my team for the longest time. And then we got the gun. We can blow bubbles. This was what we also got with the anniversary event. This one is the one we got last year, but I quite like it better. I like the little fireworks more than the bubble gun. But I also have pulls here. Almost 30. From things that have been occurring. Alright, so for Genshin, I only have 12, but I am guaranteed the 5-star. So let's see if streamer luck will bless us today, because this will put us at 22. We also want Diona constellations, because I have the other 2 4-stars C6'd, so... Already have her C6. Alright, and one more. Alright, so that should put us at 32. Diona? Another official. Ooh, greatsword. That's nice. The sacrificial series, especially when it comes to the sword, the greatsword, and the but also, I could get the 3 pulls I need to do another 10 pull. Self-control of a fly. Alright, 44. Or no, 42. Ah. Oh well. Let's see. Skip for luck. Another official. But yeah, my Chongyun uses it, and then, like, I've had Chongyun since I began this game, and I have been trying to refine his weapon since then, but I so rarely get the sacrificial greatsword and sword, that I guess only today are we R5ing it. Finally got that to C5. Huzzah. And of course, I put the pipe on the Trailblazer, because I just think it's funny. Alright, so. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Event first. And then, or we can do that later, actually. So with the new exploration system is actually really great for me. Not just having to do the quests, because this gives me, like, a motivation to these things, the encounter points, instead of just doing these quests. I didn't think about this. If you do these and this, do you get, or can you not get the primos? Like, could you harvest essentially 80 primos from this? Curious. But I've been doing, like, world exploration instead of having to do my daily missions. So this area is now to 70. Okay. Let's see. We were working on Nahida's Interlude and the Wanderer. Or technically Scaramouche at this point. He hasn't had his outfit changed. I mean, it sounds like you're getting a better sleep schedule, so I can't fault you for that. I wish I had the self-control to go to bed at 8. I keep, like, trying to go to bed at night at, like, 9, but then my brain's like, no, that's much too early. I am a little tired, not gonna lie, from my new day job. Excited to have a day job again, and this one has pretty good benefits, like medical and whatnot, but it is kind of non-stop work all day, so. A little tiring, but other than that, so far so good. We've already done some Honkai pulls, finally got Lynx, so I can now save up my pulls until the next banner. Really excited for the knight, the red-haired knight. You know, might be like I have a preference for them or something. Who could say? And then we did pulls on this one, and we're up to 42 pity. We are guaranteed though, so we should most likely get Nuvalet before his banner runs out.
Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
And then we're currently doing the interlude quest in Genshin between,
Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
That's actually what happened on Zhongli's banner. I got him the first time I pulled for him. I won the 50-50, and I actually got enough primos throughout his banner that I was able to get all the way up to a 5-star pull again, and that's when I got Chi-Chi. I was like, this is the first time I've been Chi-Chi'd. And so Chi-Chi gave me the guarantee for whichever next banner I'm pulling on, and of course we want to pull for Monsieur Nouvelle, and then also Risley, of course. I've seen a few spoilers for the Fontaine quest, and I can tell why Risley is quickly rising to become a favorite. Hello, Scara.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
I love how sassy the Traveler is in the Sumeru quests.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous.
Nahida's like, we'll just skip the antagonization and just be like, oh yes, you all are doing lovely.
I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Oh yeah, and then last stream we also did a teapot tour, because I went a little too hard on making my teapot, when I got the Inazuma teapot layout.
Fine, let's call it truce, but only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
Can I make the terrible comment that I feel like all the Scara Nation girlies made? That's like, you think my eyes are pretty?
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
Don't worry, I'm probably going to go, like, I really hope that Fontaine's teapot is, like, amazing, because I didn't really like Sumeru's teapot. I haven't gotten it yet, but I've seen what it looks like, and it doesn't really spark any interest in me to build in it. Though I have liked some of the furniture that Sumeru has produced. So I'm really hoping that Fontaine's teapot will be, like, awesome. And then I can start on a new blank canvas with the Fontaine teapot, because I put so much work into the Inazuma teapot that I just don't want to touch anything anymore, because I'm like, I'm gonna mess it up. I spent too many hours glitching things to mess with it now.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
The sarcasm is like 50, or I was gonna go too low, is like 95% of his personality. I think, he kind of has to have it, otherwise he doesn't exist.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure. Is this a small sapling? let's catch up with him.
Alright, so this is about where we were last time when we finished.
Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
That's an interesting comment, because usually when Paimon interacts with things, Paimon will either clutch their head or be like, man, I feel like I've seen this before, or it reminds me of things. But this time Paimon's like, oh, I've never seen this, because a lot of people have a theory that Paimon is what the Sealies used to be, like as a species, before they lost their energy and power and became ghosts that they currently are. It's why Paimon's obsessed with Mora and treasure, because it's what the Sealies do. And that she kind of like went back in time because of the time theory and is leading the traveler through the quest or the travel, like traveling a similar path that they did the first time they went through Tevat, just like the Sealies take us to treasure. So I wonder if this means that the timelines are starting to separate because of the fact that, or diverge because of the fact that Paimon says she does not remember this. If that theory is correct.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
I'm right there with you, Paimon.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go
I
ahead.
mean, it feels pretty obvious that the tree is the heart, but maybe I'm wrong.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen? What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
The game's like, no running will be allowed.
These sapling things have spread out.
The fragment had dissipated, and
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Oh, I 100% thought I needed to go pick it up. Are you picking it up?
It looks the same in every direction.
The space is indeed unusual, but it seems that the volunteer words cut off.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
Paimon, you gotta stop
There's a time and a
reacting.
place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little?
People who like to tease, always go after people who overreact.
We're here.
What a huge tree!
I like that it kind of does look like circuits a little bit, like the branches. This is the center of Irminsul. All the information in the world is flowing through
Lesser
it.
Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint. The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
He hasn't put up any resistance, and he seems good at working on the front line. Maybe he had a similar role in the Fatui? First Aquaba and Sabada's stories, now this. What a strange
The
individual.
rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do. Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk?
Nahida, is this a telepathic conversation?
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join. Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
I'm guessing that you don't want us to disturb the balladeer.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while. Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Brat behavior. Yes, and he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for others.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand.
Also, I feel like it was robbed of us that he doesn't have ball joints, and I like that the game kind of was like, yeah, I know that you all wanted him to have like the doll ball joints, but here's the lore on why he doesn't. And I'm over here just like, but you took the ball joints from us. Look how amazing Herta looks. He could have been so cool.
Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Is it about his past, the betrayals, and the other events in Inazuma?
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran into Hypatia at Paradis Dia. You relate what you saw in the balladeer's mind while in Paradis Dia.
You made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the balladeer into the person he is today. Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else. Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon. Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that? If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that. Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
You tell Nahida about the story of Aquaba and Sawada are writing.
How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone. So the Gese got it right? Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Paimon, you are so unsubtle.
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Yeah, Genshin has just got so much, like, deep lore in all of its, like, episodes, and I try and, like, throw in the fan theories I've heard, because some of them are really cool. I just feel bad that I'm, like, not talking very much, because we're just listening to the story play out. I will state though that Swarm Disaster in Honkai Star Rail is absolutely just tickling me pink because there's so much lore in every section of Swarm Disaster that it's hilarious. That's like, it's a completely optional part of the game to do. It's just kind of like a battle game if you want to do it, but like it's so important to the setup and the interaction of the eons and like the setup of the world and stuff. Especially Aha. Aha has such good lore. But we're playing Genshin, so I'll stop talking about Honkai, I promise. Or Star Rail.
Wait, how did you know about that? Didn't Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage.
He's like, it's work, but I can do it if I have to. What is this right here? I'm trying to like see his part of his outfit.
Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
That name, Niwa, was the man in charge of the Tatarasuna. Plus, he belongs to the lineage of the Ishin arts, which, for a reminder for everyone, is Kazuha Karahara's family.
Whoa!
Kaidahara Kazuha.
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else.
Oh. So this is Niwa. Those red highlights that are in Kazuha's hair is hereditary.
Under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated.
What an ominous setup, considering we've seen Tatarasuna in the modern age and it's just a ghost island.
As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatara Suna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow.
Why can we not see the person talking? That makes them suspicious. Why can we not see them?
The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Okay, so it's some random NPC. It's not a character-specific character.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique.
Okay, but like how much data do we have about the new technique? Because do we know the like consistency of like, or the subsistency of the weapons that are made with this technique? Like how long they last compared to the old technique? It's kind of a bad idea to transform an entire industry dependent on one process before you make sure that the process doesn't do anything harmful.
Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma. And it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
He also sounds like a villain. Not to like stereotype, but NPCs that usually look like this, a villain.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
Okay.
My good sir.
What
What do you
do you
mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Never adopt a technique until you can fully comprehend the long-term consequences of what that technique will do.
None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope, but that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Oh, I wondered if the reason why he sounded like an accent was gonna play into the fact that Fontaine's based on like France and Britain. But that's cool that they confirmed it just then.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
It looks like he's about to be stabbed in the spine. My man, don't turn your back to someone you don't trust.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all.
Okay, and now he's dropped the accent now that it's revealed.
And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Is that the doctor? Is that Dottore? I think that's how you say his name.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
No, has the doctor been playing Scara from day one. Because Scara essentially found a like what we know from the essays, Aquaba and, oh, I forgot the other man's name. The essays that they were doing, that when Scara was kicked out by the Raiden Shogun, that he was taken in by the people here and taught how to be a person and their culture, and really saw them as his family. But he believes his family betrayed him, and that's how he turned into the fatui he is today. But if like the downfall of Tatarasuna and the smear campaign was the doctor all along, and the doctor, I believe from what I've heard, is the one that invited Scara to become a fatui, then the doctor like controlled the entire thing, like situation that happened to Scara. Oh, that's and then he goes along with Scar's like want to become a god so that no one can betray him any longer. Oh, just so he could do an experiment to see what happens. Ooh, Scar's not gonna be feeling good once this backstory flash is gone.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
This asshole. If we ever get to fight this man, I will always, and he becomes a weekly boss like the other fatui have, I'm going to take Scara with me to that boss fight every single week.
The fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
It's so funny that his like mouth moves sometimes when he's talking, and then other times it's just flat. So I'm assuming that this might be the origin of the delusions then.
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
There are so many events in Inazuma that belie this fact. One of them being the Inazuma summer event where they had all the like festival games and whatnot, and we learned about the man and the yokai who became best friends, and everybody shipped because obviously.
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us.
Now, why would he do that? He is intentionally trying to make the puppet full of rage and hatred. There's no way he's gonna tell him that.
He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones
a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa, already dead. What a pity.
Ratman. Ratman! I'm bringing back what I've been calling the Doctor for ages. Ratman! Bastard. Rat bastard man.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was.
The Jester is that short guy. Right?
I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Why do you have to have such a good voice, though? And your design is amazing. How dare you, Ratman? Alright. This man's about to be very emotionally compromised. Take cover!
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore!
Oh, that was a concerning laugh.
Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why do we see things from his perspective? When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
My man's about to have a mental breakdown of epic proportions. Someone needs to do something, because he should be removed from here immediately. Post-haste, ASAP, whatever word you want to do. My guys, no one laughs like that and calms down. The betrayal was a lie that he had believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it existed only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Okay, but can we take him out of one of the most important places in this universe before he has his mental breakdown? I feel like that will have bad results if we don't.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions. Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up? Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future.
Okay, but we're like slowly tilting.
Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke.
Oh, and that's Niwa's. Oh, this bitch. Rat bastard man.
The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth.
He doesn't get a name any longer. He's Rat Bastard Man. I was calling him that prior to his introduction in Sumeru, and we'd only seen him in the manga. And whenever I talked about him, he's filthy Rat Bastard Man, smelly Rat Bastard Man. No more. Fully Rat Bastard Man. Never getting his name back. He doesn't deserve it.
He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatara Suna without looking back.
He left without Niwa's heart. Oh. Oh. Can we retrieve it? Is it calcified? They said it was, like, even though it was withered, they said it absorbed all the, like, evil energy from the furnace. So, like, I feel like that means that it should have, like, mystical energies or something that kept it mostly, like, together. The doctor probably would have kept it for experimental reasons. Can we go get it? Oh.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim?
Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind his decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden 100 years ago. But it doesn't mean that the vengeance was the right decision.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Dotori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Don't give him his name. He is Rat Bastard Man. You'll feel better. Say it with me. A while later.
Shall we see how he's doing?
It's a terrible decision, but sure, we can try.
Hey, you alright?
Paimon, of course he's not alright. He just learned that his best friend died, had his heart torn out. That heart then protected him from dying himself, and then he tossed it on the ground. Of course he's not Paimon!
That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
I'll be your friend, baby. I have a name fully picked out for you. It's got history that ties you back to the Raiden Shogun. Like, I got stuff. I'm ready to go.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Maybe we should take a break, honey.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
Paimon, give him a minute.
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat. Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Are there any records of me? That's what I want to know. If I'm considered a Descender, are there any records of my travel in Irminsul? And the other thing I want to know is it says that there are 4 different Descenders, so Dottore, Rat Bastard Man, is not a Descender because it keeps his memory. So wouldn't it be a good idea to, like, have the Balladeer search for every single one of the Fatui to see if any of them, or the Archons as well, because a big a big hint, or a big theory that's currently going around, is that Morax or Zhongli is also a descender, and that he might actually be from the Honkai Star Rail universe. And so it would be a good idea to kind of go through the known celebrity figures if Irminsul does not keep knowledge of descenders to make sure. But also, doesn't that actually mean that the twin is considered a descender if it does not keep any records of our twin? Because we were told that the twin is actually from Teyvat somehow. So I'm confused a little bit about that.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this.
I'd take that with a grain of salt, but okay.
Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Very large grain of salt, okay? He's like, oh, I wouldn't lie to you about this. With all of our interactions with him for now, just a little bit of salt. But also this man looks like he's about to go commit murder. I'm a little concerned. Let's go get the rat bastard.
What have you done?
Yes, let's kill him.
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Are you trying to brainwash me? Babe, not the time.
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is
Paimon.
exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
I'm pretty sure that's kind of what we're doing now, is that the past, like, that somehow time has been reset and we're going through our adventure a second time. Aw, does he want to go back and help Niwa? That's cute. Wait, why would you ask me? What? Traveler, why are you so dumb? Where is your 2 brain cells? He just found out his friend was murdered and that he has been holding resentment for his friend for years. And then that he's been working for the person that murdered his friend. What do you think he wants to do with turning back time?
Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
2 best friends in a room. They might kiss.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me.
Uh-huh. Wait, that look. Did he see me hesitate? But that was because I know about Greater Lord Ruka Devata. Uh-oh, I think
So
by not...
long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
I didn't get to read that, but I think because of, he said that because of the fact that I didn't say no, that Scara thinks now that there's a way to turn back time.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow. Oh no, he's really gone. Oh, can you hear me? Nahida! Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power. It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
You tell Nahida everything that happened.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had? Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida. Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Don't worry, I have teleportation powers that both get addressed in canon, so they might be canon, but then also get told that they're not canon, so it's a little wishy-washy on whether that is actually a real thing or not. My man, hello. We got our friend. Man, this is the destination point in Sumeru. We always wake up here. Oh, I guess the only thing is sometimes the quests get blocked by other quests, and so I guess we're gonna have to work on Nahida's, or actually this is Yoimiya's story quest, so we'll have to do Yoimiya's so that we can proceed with Scaramouche's. But we're making good progress, everyone. It has been an hour, so I do think we are done for the day. But we've learned some interesting stuff. We have demoted the doctor to Rat Bastard once more. His voice had raised him back to having an appropriate name, but nope, back to bastardhood. Alright, so we got a achievement for progressing the story. And I think that's pretty good. So I guess next time I do a Genshin stream, we're going to be doing Yoimiya's companion mission. And then once we have it done, as long as no other mission is blocking Scaramouche's interlude quest, we'll go back to Scara afterwards. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I'm not quite sure of today or this week's streaming schedule because my day job has like an alternating schedule shift, and so some weeks I'm in the morning, some weeks I'm in the afternoon. So I'm gonna try to make sure I stream this week, but we might be only able to do one stream this week next Sunday, which is, it's unfortunate, but it's how the cookie crumbles. Thank you so much for everyone that's been here, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your weekend and a good week, and get some good sleep as well. So goodbye.